Welcome, Class 9 students, to an exciting journey into the world of tissues. Today, we'll kick off with the basics, understanding what tissues are and why multicellular organisms rely on a brilliant strategy called division of labor. We'll explore this fundamental concept across 4 levels of detail, from easy explanations to competitive insights. Get ready to discover how tiny cells team up to make complex life possible. Let's start our exploration with the basics. What exactly are tissues, and why are they so crucial for living organisms? Imagine a team where everyone has a specific role. That's similar to how tissues work. A tissue is simply a group of cells that are alike in their structure and work together to perform a particular job. Think of your muscles, they're made of muscle tissue, where all the muscle cells cooperate to help you move. It's like a specialized squad of cells, each member contributing to a common goal. This grouping helps in making the entire organism function smoothly and efficiently. Now, why do complex organisms, like us, need tissues? In a multicellular organism, with billions of cells, it's impossible for every single cell to do everything. Instead, different groups of cells take on specific tasks. This specialization of tasks among different cell groups is called division of labor. For example, your nervous tissue handles communication, while your bone tissue provides support. This division ensures that each task is performed expertly, making the whole organism incredibly efficient and capable of complex functions. All right, let's test your understanding with a few quick questions. First, how would you define a tissue in simple terms? Second, can you give an example of a tissue and tell us what it does? And finally, what does division of labor mean when we talk about multicellular organisms? Take a moment to think about these. Ready to dive a bit deeper? Let's explore the hierarchical organization of life and the profound advantages of having a specialized workforce of cells. Think about how complex organisms are built. It starts with single cells, which then group together to form tissues. These tissues then combine to create organs, like your heart or stomach. Organs work together in organ systems, such as the digestive system or circulatory system. And finally, all these systems come together to form a complete organism. This step-by-step organization, where cells specialize to form tissues, is a hallmark of multicellular life, allowing for greater complexity and functionality compared to single-celled organisms. The concept of division of labor is a game-changer. By specializing, cells become highly efficient at their particular job. For instance, a nerve cell is optimized to transmit electrical signals, while a muscle cell is designed for contraction. This specialization means less energy is wasted, and tasks are performed with greater precision. It gives multicellular organisms a huge survival advantage, enabling them to adapt to diverse environments and perform multiple complex functions simultaneously, which would be impossible for a single, unspecialized cell. Let's look at some real-world examples. In humans, we have 4 main types of animal tissues. Muscular tissue helps us move, nervous tissue allows us to think and react, epithelial tissue forms protective layers, and connective tissue provides support and connects different parts. Even plants show this. They have tissues like xylem and phloem for transporting water and food, and meristematic tissue for growth. Each type has a unique role, contributing to the overall functioning of the organism. Time for some medium-level questions. How do unicellular and multicellular organisms differ in their cellular functions? Can you arrange the biological hierarchy from cell to organism? Explain cell specialization. Why is division of labor advantageous? And name 2 animal tissues with their functions. Think critically about these to solidify your understanding. Now, let's elevate our understanding and analyze the deeper implications of tissue organization and division of labor. The evolution of tissues was a monumental leap in biological history. It allowed organisms to grow larger and more complex, escaping the limitations of single-cell existence. By forming tissues, organisms could efficiently perform multiple specialized functions simultaneously, leading to greater adaptability and success in diverse environments. This specialization also meant that organisms could develop specific structures to deal with different challenges, paving the way for the incredible biodiversity we see today. While tissues specialize, they are far from independent. Every tissue relies on others to function correctly. For instance, muscle tissue needs oxygen and nutrients delivered by blood, which is a connective tissue. It also needs signals from nervous tissue to contract. This interdependence ensures that the entire organism works as a cohesive unit, maintaining a stable internal environment, a process known as homeostasis. Damage to one tissue can thus have cascading effects on others, highlighting their intricate connections. Division of labor isn't just about efficiency, it's about optimization. By dedicating specific cells to specific tasks, an organism can streamline its metabolic processes. Cells within a tissue don't need to maintain all the biochemical machinery for every possible function. Instead, they can focus their energy and resources on the pathways relevant to their specialized role. This metabolic optimization conserves energy and makes the organism more resilient and robust, linking directly to its overall fitness and survival. Let's tackle some harder questions. Discuss the evolutionary advantage of tissue organization. Explain interdependence among tissues. How does division of labor optimize metabolism? Differentiate plant and animal tissue organization. Give an example of tissue coordination for homeostasis. What happens if a tissue fails? And what's the role of cell differentiation in tissue formation? These questions challenge you to connect concepts. Prepare to delve into the most advanced aspects of tissues and division of labor, touching upon genetics, pathology, and cutting-edge science. The journey of a cell from a general state to a specialized tissue cell is governed by its genes. This process, called cell differentiation, involves specific genes being activated or silenced, leading to the production of unique proteins that define a cell's structure and function. Stem cells, with their remarkable ability to differentiate into various cell types, are the foundation of tissue development, growth, and repair. Understanding this genetic control is key to unlocking the mysteries of development and disease. When tissues malfunction, the consequences can be severe. For example, uncontrolled proliferation of epithelial tissue cells can lead to various forms of cancer. Neurodegenerative diseases, like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, involve the progressive loss of specific nervous tissues, severely impairing brain function. This deep connection between tissue health and overall organismal well-being has spurred fields like tissue engineering. Here, scientists aim to grow functional tissues in labs, using cells and biocompatible materials to repair or replace damaged tissues in the body, offering hope for conditions ranging from severe burns to organ failure. The hierarchical organization of life, from cells to tissues, organs, and systems, gives rise to emergent properties. These are characteristics that appear at a higher level of organization but are not present in the individual components. For instance, a single muscle cell contracts, but only muscle tissue allows for coordinated movement, and an organ like the heart, composed of muscle tissue, exhibits the complex emergent property of pumping blood. This progression highlights how complexity and new functionalities arise through organization, a principle seen across all scales of biology and even in complex systems beyond biology. While specialization offers immense benefits, it comes with inherent trade-offs. Highly specialized cells often lose their ability to perform other vital functions, such as broad adaptability or even reproduction. This means that if a specialized tissue is damaged, the organism might not have a backup mechanism, leading to severe functional impairment. Understanding these constraints helps us appreciate the delicate balance in biological systems. Ultimately, The study of tissues, from their genetic origins to their pathological implications and potential for engineering, offers a profound insight into the intricate workings of life. Now for the first 5 challenging questions. Elaborate on the role of gene expression in cell differentiation. Discuss how tissue understanding is critical in disease diagnosis and treatment. Describe tissue engineering principles and applications. Explain emergent properties from cells to tissues. And what are the major trade-offs of cellular specialization? Ponder these carefully. Here are the final 5 questions to truly test your mastery. Compare and contrast meristematic and permanent tissues in plants. Detail the 4 basic animal tissue types with examples. How does the extracellular matrix define tissue properties? What are the consequences if a cell fails to differentiate properly? And finally, discuss how division of labor reflects broader biological principles. These require comprehensive and analytical answers. And that brings us to the end of our in-depth exploration of tissues and division of labor. We've covered everything from basic definitions to advanced concepts like tissue engineering and genetic control. We hope this journey has deepened your understanding and sparked your curiosity. For more such engaging and comprehensive educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and to continue your learning adventure. Thank you for joining us, and keep exploring the wonders of biology.